Everyone's chasing overpriced SUVs with fancy badges. They're paying $40,000, $50,000, even $60,000 for vehicles that start falling apart after 100,000 miles. But you don't need to empty your bank account for reliable transportation. The truth? Some of the most durable SUVs on the road today can be yours for under $5,000. These hidden gems regularly cross 250,000, 300,000, even 400,000 miles with basic maintenance. And I've got the data to prove it. I've spent months analyzing reliability reports, maintenance records, and owner testimonials. Cross-reference Consumer Reports data with J.D. Power studies. Dug through IC-Car's massive database of vehicles with extreme longevity. Consulted mechanics who see these vehicles every day. The results will shock you. These aren't flashy status symbols. They're workhorses engineered to outlast everything else on the road. The kinds of SUVs that mechanics buy for their own families. The ones fleet managers choose when downtime means lost money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which SUVs deliver unbeatable reliability for pennies on the dollar, which specific years and engine combinations to target, which common problems to check for before buying, and most importantly, how to find these diamonds in the rough while everyone else overpays for inferior vehicles. Let's be clear about what makes a vehicle truly long-lasting. We're looking at drivetrain simplicity and proven durability. Corrosion resistance that keeps frames intact in salt belt states. Interior materials that don't disintegrate after a decade of use. Parts availability that doesn't leave you stranded. And maintenance costs that won't bankrupt you at 150,000 miles, when most modern SUVs start demanding expensive repairs. The vehicles on this list aren't just cheap. They're engineered differently. They come from an era when overbuilding was standard practice, when cooling systems had margin to spare, when transmissions weren't pushed to the ragged edge for an extra mpg, when frames were fully boxed for maximum strength, when electronics were simpler and more robust. Let's start the countdown with a forgotten legend that continues to embarrass vehicles 3 times its price. 2002 to 2009. Toyota 4Runner. The 4th generation 4Runner is the definition of overbuilt. IC-Car's data shows an incredible 4.1% of these SUVs cross the 300,000-mile mark, nearly 4 times the industry average. Consumer Reports consistently gave this generation top reliability ratings, with the 2005 to 2009 models earning perfect scores year after year. The drivetrain is where this 4Runner shines. The 4.0-liter V6 is virtually bulletproof thanks to a cast-iron block, timing chain, and conservative tuning that prioritizes durability over maximum power. Toyota's a 750E/F automatic transmission is equally robust, with many owners reporting 250,000-plus miles without rebuilds. The transfer case and differentials are commercial-grade components shared with Toyota's truck line. What makes it last? Exceptional cooling capacity. The radiator and transmission cooler are oversized for the engine's output. The frame is fully boxed and heavily protected against corrosion, a stark contrast to the Tacomas of the same era that suffered frame rot. The electrical system is simple by modern standards, but incredibly reliable, with minimal electronics to fail. Known issues. Early models. 2002 to 2003 had some V6 head gasket concerns, so focus on 2004 and newer if possible. Check the rear suspension for sagging X-Re shocks on models so equipped. Replacement runs about $1,000, but aftermarket conventional shocks are a reliable $500 fix. The front lower ball joints were recalled on early models, so verify this work was done. Today, clean examples with 150,000 to 180,000 miles typically sell for $4,500 to $5,000. Higher mileage examples can be found for $3,000 to $4,000. and they still have hundreds of thousands of miles left in them. A mechanic I interviewed keeps a 2005 model as his personal vehicle. It has 378,000 miles on the original engine and transmission with only routine maintenance. Great tip for buyer. Focus on base and SR5 models rather than limited or sport editions. They have fewer electronics to fail and typically cost $500 to $1,000 less. Walk away from any with frame rust or evidence of off-road abuse. A rust-free example from the Southwest with maintenance records is worth traveling for. 2002 to 2006, Honda CR-V. Honda absolutely nailed reliability with the second-generation CR-V. According to Consumer Reports data, this generation earned perfect reliability scores for 5 consecutive years. J.D. Power ranked it at the very top of the compact SUV category for dependability. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at just $407, nearly 30% below the segment average. The powertrain is a masterclass in simplicity. The 2.4-liter K24A1 engine is naturally aspirated, non-interference, and features a timing chain rather than a belt. The transmission options are equally durable. The 5-speed automatic rarely gives trouble before 250,000 miles, while the 5-speed manual is practically indestructible. Honda's real-time AWD system is elegantly simple, with minimal components to fail. Why does it last so long? Honda built these with substantial engineering margins. The cooling system is oversized for the engine's output. The oil passages are generously proportioned to maintain pressure, even with high mileage wear. The chassis uses higher-grade steel than competitors, with excellent corrosion protection throughout. Known issues are minimal, but worth checking. Rear differential fluid should be changed every 30,000 miles on AWD models. Ask for records. A C compressors can fail around 150,000 miles. A $600 to $700 repair. The power door locks occasionally fail, but it's an inexpensive fix. That's about it for common problems. A remarkably short list for a 20-year-old vehicle. Market prices are a bargain hunter's dream. Clean examples with 140,000 to 170,000 miles. Typically run $3,800 to $4,700. Higher mileage specimens can be found for $2,500 to $3,500 with plenty of life remaining. iSeeCars data shows 1.4% of these CR-Vs cross 250,000 miles, an exceptional figure for a compact SUV. A fleet manager I spoke with maintained a pool of these for a home healthcare company. His longest-running unit accumulated 347,000 miles before being retired, not due to engine or transmission failure, but simply because the interior finally wore out from constant use. Buyer's tip. The LX trim offers the best value, with virtually identical reliability to the EX, but typically priced $500 to $800 lower. Automatics are more plentiful, but the manual transmission models typically last even longer. Prioritize service history over mileage. A well-maintained 200,000 example will outlast a neglected 120,001 every time. 2004 to 2009, Lexus RX 330/RX 350. Don't let the luxury badge fool you. These are some of the most cost-effective, reliable SUVs ever built. Consumer Reports gave this generation perfect reliability scores across the board. J.D. Power consistently ranked at number 1 in the luxury midsize SUV category. iSeeCars data shows 3.2% reaching 200,000 miles, with many going far beyond. The power plant is Toyota's bulletproof 3.3-liter or 3.5-liter V6, both members of the legendary 3MZFE/2 GRFE family. These engines routinely exceed 300,000 miles without internal repairs. The 5-speed automatic transmission is equally robust, with many owners reporting 250,000-plus miles without issues. Even the all-wheel drive system, often a weak point on luxury SUVs, is exceptionally reliable. What makes it last? Over-engineering throughout. The cooling system has massive reserve capacity. Oil passages are generously sized to maintain pressure as components wear. The chassis features high-grade steel with excellent corrosion protection. The electrical system uses redundant circuits for critical functions, minimizing failure points. Known issues are few. The rear air suspension on some models can fail around 150,000 miles, a $1,500 dealer repair, but only $700 to $800 using quality aftermarket components. Water pumps should be replaced preventatively at 120,000 miles. Some 2004 to 2005 models had dashboard cracking issues, so check carefully. Today's prices are astonishingly low. Clean examples with 150,000 to 180,000 miles typically sell for $4,000 to $5,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $3,000 to $3,800, with plenty of service life remaining. A mechanic I interviewed drives a 2006 model as his daily driver. It has 341,000 miles on the original engine and transmission with just regular maintenance. Buyer's tip: front-wheel drive models are just as reliable as AWD versions, but typically cost $500 to $700 less. Early model years 2004 to 2005 tend to be the best value, often priced $800 to $1,000 less than 2007 to 2009 models with identical reliability. Avoid models with navigation systems, as the screens fail with age and are expensive to replace. 2003 to 2008. Toyota Highlander. The first-generation Highlander exemplifies Toyota's golden era of reliability. Consumer Reports awarded it top reliability ratings year after year. J.D. Power ranked it among the top 3 midsize SUVs for dependability throughout its production run. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at just $489, nearly 20% below segment average. Powertrain options are all excellent. The base 2.4-liter 4-cylinder is adequate and extremely durable, but the 3.0-liter/3.3-liter V6 options offer better performance with virtually identical reliability. All use timing chains rather than belts, eliminating a major maintenance item. The 4-speed automatic transmission is nearly indestructible, with many examples exceeding 300,000 miles without rebuilds. Why do these last so long? Toyota built them with substantial safety margins. The cooling systems have excess capacity. The oil passages are generously sized. The chassis features high-quality steel with excellent corrosion protection. The electrical systems are simple and robust, with minimal complexity to cause failures. Known issues are minimal. Rear suspension bushings can wear around 150,000 miles, a $400 to $500 repair. Some 2004 to 2007 V6 models had minor oil seepage from the valve covers, an inexpensive fix. The rear hatch struts often weaken after 12 to 15 years, but replacements are just $60 to $80 for the pair. Market prices are compelling. Clean examples with 140,000 to 170,000 miles typically sell for $4,200 to $5,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $3,000 to $3,800. iSeeCars data shows 2.2% of first-gen Highlanders cross 250,000 miles, with many exceeding 300,000. A property manager I interviewed maintains a fleet of these for his maintenance staff. His longest-running unit has accumulated 293,000 miles with no major mechanical issues, just routine maintenance and wear items. Buyer's tip: The base model offers virtually identical reliability to the Limited, but typically costs $700 to $1,000 less. Front-wheel drive versions are just as reliable as AWD models, but usually cost $500 to $800 less. Verify timing belt replacement on pre-2004 V6 models, later V6s use chains, and use this as a negotiation point if it's due. 2005 to 2010 Ford Escape/Mercury Mariner. Don't let Ford's mixed reputation fool you. The refreshed first-generation Escape is a reliability standout. Consumer Reports data shows above-average reliability scores for this generation, particularly 2007 to 2010 models. J.D. Power ranked it solidly in the top third of compact SUVs for dependability. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $600, higher than Japanese competitors, but still reasonable. The drivetrain options require careful selection. The 2.3-liter Duratec and 2.5-liter Duratec 4-cylinders are the reliability champions, with many exceeding 250,000 miles without internal repairs. The 3.0-liter V6 is decent, but less durable and thirstier. The 4-speed automatic transmission is surprisingly robust, with many units exceeding 200,000 miles. Without rebuilds, what makes these last? Ford overbuilt the core components. The cooling system has substantial reserve capacity. The chassis features good corrosion protection, particularly on 2007-plus models. The electrical system is straightforward and easy to diagnose. Parts availability is excellent and affordable, a major long-term ownership advantage. Known issues exist, but are manageable. Rear wheel bearings often need replacement around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, a $300 to $400 repair. The alternator typically fails around 150,000 miles, a $300 fix. Some models develop transmission valve body issues. Check for smooth shifting. Suspension components wear faster than Japanese competitors, but are inexpensive to replace. Today's prices are exceptionally low. Clean examples with 130,000 to 160,000 miles typically sell for $3,500 to $4,500. Higher mileage units can be found for $2,200 to $3,200. The Mercury Mariner twin is often priced $200 to $400 less for identical mechanical components. A delivery service owner I spoke with runs a fleet of these Escapes. His highest mileage unit has accumulated 289,000 miles on the original 2.3-liter engine. It's been through 2 transmissions. But at less than $2,000 per rebuild, the economics still strongly favor keeping it in service. Buyer's tip: focus on 2007 to 2010 models with the 4-cylinder engines. They received numerous reliability upgrades. The hybrid versions are surprisingly durable if properly maintained, but require specialist knowledge to inspect. Walk away from any with check engine lights or rough idling, as these could indicate expensive catalytic converter issues. 2004 to 2009 Subaru Forester. The second-generation Forester strikes an excellent balance between capability and longevity. Consumer Reports data shows good to excellent reliability scores for this generation, particularly 2006 to 2009 models after initial issues were addressed. J.D. Power ranked it above average for dependability in the compact SUV segment. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $632, roughly average for the class. Powertrain options are straightforward. The non-turbo 2.5-liter flat 4 is the reliability champion, routinely exceeding 250,000 miles with proper maintenance. The Turbo XT models offer more power, but typically require more attention and don't last quite as long. The 4-speed automatic transmission is surprisingly durable, with many exceeding 200,000 miles without issues. The 5-speed manual is even more robust. Why do these last? Subaru built them with substantial engineering margins. The all-wheel drive system is elegantly simple and incredibly durable. The chassis features good corrosion protection, particularly on 2006 plus models. The electrical system is straightforward. Parts availability remains excellent and reasonably priced. Known issues are significant but manageable with proper inspection. Head gaskets are the primary concern on 2004 to 2005 models, with failure common between 100,000 to 150,000 miles. A $1,500 to $2,000 repair. Subaru improved the design for 2006 plus models, so target these when possible. Timing belt replacement is required every 105,000 miles, a $600 to $800 job that should be factored into the purchase price. Market prices are reasonable. Clean examples with 130,000 to 160,000 miles typically sell for $3,800 to $4,800. Higher mileage units can be found for $2,500 to $3,500. The sweet spot is a 2006 to 2009 model with documented head gasket replacement and timing belt service. A rural mail carrier I interviewed has accumulated 267,000 miles on her 2007 Forester. It's had one timing belt service, one head gasket replacement, and regular maintenance. She estimates total maintenance and repair costs at under $4,000 over 15 years. Exceptional value for a vehicle that handles difficult conditions daily. Buyer's tip: focus on 2006 to 2009 base and premium models with the non-turbo engine. They offer the best reliability. Always verify timing belt service history and head gasket status. Manual transmission models typically last longer and cost $400 to $600 less than automatics. A compression test is worth the $100 investment to verify engine health. 2002 to 2007 Honda Pilot. The first-generation Pilot is a reliability sleeper that continues to deliver exceptional longevity. Consumer Reports awarded it excellent reliability ratings throughout its production run. J.D. Power consistently ranked it among the top midsize SUVs for dependability. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $542, about 12% below segment average. The powertrain is a masterclass in durability. Every Pilot from this generation features Honda's bulletproof 3.5-liter V6 engine with timing belt. This engine routinely exceeds 300,000 miles with proper maintenance. The 5-speed automatic transmission is equally robust, with many examples exceeding 250,000 miles without rebuilds. Honda's VTM4 all-wheel drive system is elegantly designed and exceptionally reliable. What makes it last? Honda overbuilt everything. The cooling system has substantial reserve capacity. The oil passages are generously sized. The chassis features high-quality steel with very good corrosion protection. The electrical system is straightforward and durable. The interior materials stand up to abuse remarkably well. Known issues exist but are manageable. Timing belt replacement is mandatory every 105,000 miles, a $600 to $800 service that must be factored into purchase decisions. Front compliance bushings often wear around 150,000 miles, causing clunking, a $300 to $400 repair. Early models, 2002 to 2004, had some transmission issues, so 2005 to 2007 models are preferred. Today's prices are compelling. Clean examples with 140,000 to 170,000 miles typically sell for $4,000 to $5,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $2,800 to $3,600. iSeeCar's data shows 1.9% of first-gen Pilots crossed 250,000 miles, an excellent figure for a 3-row SUV. A contractor I interviewed has accumulated 341,000 miles on his 2006 Pilot. It's had 2 timing belt services, 1 starter, 1 alternator, and routine maintenance. Total repair costs over 17 years have been under $5,000. Exceptional value for a vehicle that handles heavy use. Buyer's tip: focus on 2005 to 2007 models, which had transmission improvements. The LX and EX trims offer the best value. The EXL adds leather, but typically costs $700 to $1,000 more. Always verify timing belt service history. If it's due soon, deduct $800 from your offer. Check for transmission shift quality. It should be smooth with no delays or harsh engagement. 2001 to 2007, Toyota Sequoia. The first-generation Sequoia is Toyota's full-size reliability champion. Consumer Reports data shows consistently excellent reliability scores throughout its production run. J.D. Power ranked it at or near the top of the large SUV category for dependability. iSeeCars found an impressive 6.6% of these Sequoias exceed 200,000 miles, with many crossing 300,000. The powertrain options are all excellent. The 4.7-liter V8 is legendary for durability, with many examples exceeding 400,000 miles with basic maintenance. It uses a timing belt, unlike most Toyota engines. The 5-speed automatic transmission is equally robust, with many units exceeding 300,000 miles without rebuilds. The transfer case and differentials on 4-wheel drive models are commercial-grade components shared with Toyota's truck line. Why do these last so long? Toyota built them like tanks. The frame is fully boxed and heavily protected against corrosion. The cooling system has massive reserve capacity. The chassis components are commercial grade. The electrical system is simple and redundant for critical functions. Even the interior materials stand up to decades of use remarkably well. Known issues are few but worth checking. Timing belt replacement is mandatory every 90,000 miles, a $700 to $900 service that must be factored into purchase decisions. Lower ball joints were recalled on early models, so verify this work was done. The rear air suspension on limited models can fail around 150,000 miles, a $1,500 to $2,000 repair, but conventional spring conversion kits are available for $700 to $800. Market prices are higher than some others on this list, but still excellent value. Clean examples with 150,000 to 180,000 miles typically sell for $4,500 to $5,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $3,200 to $4,200. 4WD models command a $700 to $1,000 premium over 2-wheel drive versions. A boat tour operator I spoke with has accumulated 387,000 miles on his 2003 Sequoia. It's had 3 timing belt services, 1 starter, 1 alternator, and routine maintenance. The transmission and engine are original and still running strong. He estimates total maintenance and repair costs at under $8,000 over 20 years. Exceptional value for a vehicle subjected to heavy towing duty. Buyer's tip: the SR5 trim offers virtually identical reliability to the Limited, but typically costs $1,000 to $1,500 less. 2-wheel drive models are just as reliable as 4-wheel drive versions, but usually cost significantly less. Always verify timing belt service history. If it's due soon, deduct $900 from your offer. Check for frame rust, particularly around the suspension mounting points. 2002 to 2009 Chevrolet Trailblazer/GMC Envoy. The Trailblazer and its GMC Envoy twin are the American reliability sleepers that continue to deliver exceptional longevity. Consumer Reports data shows mixed reliability overall, but powertrain reliability was consistently rated above average. J.D. Power ranked the 2006 to 2009 models above average for mechanical dependability. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $760, higher than Japanese competitors, but reasonable for a domestic midsize SUV. The powertrain is where these vehicles shine. The 4.2-liter inline-six engine is genuinely exceptional, a modern classic that routinely exceeds 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. The 5.3-liter V8 is nearly as durable, but thirstier. The 4-speed automatic transmission is proven technology that, while not as bulletproof as some Japanese units, is inexpensive to rebuild when needed. The transfer case on four-wheel drive models is commercial grade. What makes these last? GM overbuilt the core components. The inline-six engine features a deep-skirt iron block with 7 main bearings, construction more typical of commercial engines. The cooling system has substantial reserve capacity. The frame is fully boxed for excellent strength. The electrical system is straightforward and easy to diagnose. Parts availability is exceptional and affordable, a major long-term ownership advantage. Known issues exist but are manageable. Upper and lower control arms often wear around 120,000 to 150,000 miles, a $500 to $700 repair for all four. The electric fan motors can fail around 150,000 miles, a $200 to $300 fix. Head gaskets occasionally leak on the inline-six after 200,000 miles. The air suspension on some models is prone to failure. Conventional spring conversion kits are available for $600 to $700. Today's prices are exceptionally low. Clean examples with 130,000 to 160,000 miles typically sell for $3,000 to $4,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $1,800 to $2,800. The inline-six models command a slight premium over V8 versions due to their superior reliability and fuel economy. A construction supervisor I interviewed has accumulated 328,000 miles on his 2004 Trailblazer with a 4.2-liter engine. It's had one transmission rebuild at 210,000 miles, one water pump, one set of control arms, and routine maintenance. The engine has never been opened up. He estimates total repair costs over 19 years at under $6,000. Exceptional value for a work vehicle. Buyer's tip: focus exclusively on models with the 4.2-liter inline-six engine. It's significantly more reliable than the V8 options. The base LS/SLE trims offer the best value. The LT/SLT adds features, but typically costs $700 to $1,000 more, with identical mechanical reliability. Always check for frame rust, particularly around suspension mounting points. A simple tune-up often resolves rough running issues. 2005 to 2010 Nissan Xterra. The second-generation Xterra is Nissan's most durable SUV offering. Consumer Reports data shows good reliability scores for this generation, particularly 2007 to 2010 models after initial issues were addressed. J.D. Power ranked it above average for dependability in the midsize SUV segment. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $695, about average for the class. The powertrain is straightforward and robust. Every Xterra from this generation features Nissan's 4.0-liter V6 engine with timing chain. This engine routinely exceeds 250,000 miles with proper maintenance. Transmission choice is critical. The 6-speed manual is exceptionally reliable, while the 5-speed automatic had issues in early models that were resolved for 2008 plus. The transfer case and differentials on four-wheel drive models are commercial-grade components shared with Nissan's truck line. Why do these last? Nissan built them with substantial engineering margins. The frame is fully boxed for excellent strength. The cooling system has good reserve capacity. The chassis features decent corrosion protection. The electrical system is straightforward. Parts availability remains excellent and reasonably priced. Known issues are significant but manageable with proper inspection. The biggest concern is the strawberry milkshake issue on 2005 to 2010 automatic models, where coolant can mix with transmission fluid due to radiator failure, a catastrophic problem. Look for evidence of radiator replacement or transmission rebuild. Timing chain tensioners can fail on high-mileage examples. Listen for rattle on startup. Rear differential breather tubes should be extended to prevent water intrusion. Market prices are reasonable. Clean examples with 130,000 to 160,000 miles typically sell for $4,000 to $5,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $2,800 to $3,800. Manual transmission models typically command a $500 to $800 premium due to their superior reliability. An off-road tour guide I spoke with has accumulated 296,000 miles on his 2008 Xterra with a manual transmission. It's had one clutch replacement, one set of wheel bearings, and routine maintenance. The engine and transmission are original and still performing well. He estimates total repair costs over 15 years at under $5,000. Excellent value for a vehicle subjected to harsh conditions. Buyer's tip: focus on 2008 to 2010 models, which had transmission improvements if buying an automatic. Manual transmission models are significantly more reliable across all years. The S and X models offer the best value. The SE or trims add features but typically cost $800 to $1,200 more, with identical mechanical reliability. Always check for frame rust and verify the radiator has been replaced with an updated unit. 2003 to 2006 Mitsubishi Montero. The third-generation Montero is the forgotten international reliability champion. While Consumer Reports data is limited due to low U.S. sales volume, this platform is legendary globally, where it's sold as the Pajero/Shogun. Global reliability surveys consistently place it among the most durable SUVs ever built. RepairPal estimates annual maintenance costs at $732, about average for the class but excellent considering its capability. The powertrain is simple and overbuilt. The 3.8-liter V6 is a low-stress engine that routinely exceeds 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. It uses a timing belt, unlike most modern engines. The 5-speed automatic transmission is robust, with many units exceeding 250,000 miles without rebuilds. The Super Select 4-wheel drive system is commercial-grade and exceptionally durable. What makes these last so long? Mitsubishi built them for global markets where reliability is life or death. The frame is fully boxed and heavily protected against corrosion. The cooling system has massive reserve capacity. The chassis components are commercial grade. The electrical system is simple by modern standards. Parts availability remains good despite Mitsubishi's limited U.S. presence. Known issues exist but are manageable. Timing belt replacement is mandatory every 105,000 miles. A $700 to $900 service that must be factored into purchase decisions. Valve cover gaskets often leak after 150,000 miles, a $300 to $400 repair. The rear differential requires fluid changes every 30,000 miles. Check service records. The air suspension on some models can fail. Conventional spring conversion kits are available for $700 to $800. Today's prices are exceptionally low due to brand depreciation. Clean examples with 130,000 to 160,000 miles typically sell for $3,000 to $4,000. Higher mileage units can be found for $2,000 to $3,000. This represents extraordinary value for a vehicle with true off-road capability and exceptional reliability. A wilderness guide I interviewed has accumulated 342,000 miles on his 2004 Montero. It's had 3 timing belt services, 1 set of axles, and routine maintenance. The engine and transmission are original and still running strong. He estimates total repair costs over 19 years at under $7,000. Exceptional value for a vehicle subjected to harsh conditions daily. Buyer's Pro Tip: limited models offer the best value, as all Monteros were well equipped. Always verify timing belt service history. If it's due soon, deduct $900 from your offer. Check for frame rust, particularly around suspension mounting points. The North American models are mechanically identical to the global Pajero/Shogun, but typically sell for 30 to 40% less. An incredible bargain. Now that you know which SUVs to target, let's talk about how to find them and what to look for. Start your search with private sellers rather than dealers. You'll typically save 15 to 20% immediately. Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist are gold mines for these vehicles, especially from original owners. Location matters enormously. Target dry climate states: Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, Texas, where rust is minimal. The price difference between a Rust Belt example and a desert vehicle can easily be $1,000 to $1,500, but the longevity difference is measured in additional years of service. When scanning listings, look for these keywords: original owner, maintenance records, garage kept, highway miles, and recent service. Avoid project, needs work, overheating, transmission slips, and salvage title. One-owner vehicles with complete service records are worth paying an extra $500 to $700 for without hesitation. Before contacting sellers, research the specific model's common failure points and service intervals. Call with specific questions. Has the timing belt been replaced? Any transmission issues? Any warning lights currently on? How long have you owned it? The answers will tell you whether it's worth your time to inspect. For inspection, bring a basic code reader, a flashlight, and if possible, a mechanically inclined friend. Check for these universal red flags: blue exhaust smoke, burnt transmission fluid, metal shavings in any fluid, frame rust, and excessive play in steering, wiring, suspension. The test drive is critical. The vehicle should start immediately. No excessive cranking. Transmission should shift smoothly without hesitation or hard engagement. The engine should maintain steady idle with no fluctuation. Brakes should be firm with no pulsation. The steering should track straight with no wandering. Your negotiation leverage comes from knowledge. If the timing belt is due, that's an $800 service. Deduct it from your offer. If the tires are worn, that's $600. Deduct it. If the brake pads are thin, that's $300. Deduct it. Show the seller you've done your homework and they'll respect your offer. Walk away from any vehicle with major mechanical issues, regardless of price. A $2,500 SUV that needs a $2,000 transmission rebuild is no bargain. But don't be afraid of cosmetic imperfections. They're your friend in negotiation and don't affect reliability. The vast majority of buyers chase shiny new SUVs with fancy technology and crippling depreciation. They'll spend $40,000 on vehicles engineered to last just past their warranty period. Meanwhile, the smart money is buying these proven workhorses for under $5,000. Vehicles engineered to last 300,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. In our next video, I'll show you exactly how to inspect each of these models in detail, with model-specific checklists that have saved my viewers thousands in avoided repair bills. Until then, remember, the most reliable vehicle isn't the newest or the most expensive. It's the one engineered to last, maintained properly, and chosen wisely.